Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. Just kidding. So today we're gonna get started with a brow. As you can see, I'm mapping it out using my brow pencil. I just go off like the tip of my nose and I kind of line it to see where my arch will be because I don't have any eyebrows. They're super thin. They just don't grow. It's a genetic thing. So I'm using the Benefit Precisely My brow pencil. I believe this is number 4. And I like it because it has the product on one end and then the spoolie on the other end. That way I could just go back and forth easily. So I'm just filling in the brow. I'm trying to keep it as natural as possible. You know, I don't have any brows to begin with, so I don't try to create anything too dramatic. Just filling it in so it doesn't look as thin. Like I said, it's a genetic thing. My mom is the same way. She had her eyebrows tattooed, actually. I don't think I want to go to that extreme. I'd rather just pencil them in or cover them with a bang. I just work a little bit at a time, you know, penciling it in. I don't want to make it look boxy, like those really dramatic boxy brows. So now I'm just using this Brow Gal powder palette, eyebrow powder. I use the darkest shade. I kind of just set the brow pencil that I just laid down. It kind of just sets everything. So now I'm using the Benefit Boing. I just love the name. Concealer. And I'm just using that to kind of clean up the bottom area here. My eyebrows don't match. Clearly you can tell. I could tell more so on camera than I can in real life. I'm like, I think I need to finish that eyebrow. So now I'm using their little pomade, their little brow gel pomade, I believe. It kind of just helps keep all my natural brows together. And now I'm using the MAC Ochre Paint Pot. I love this for priming the eyes. It keeps it super matte because I have very oily eyelids. This is the only primer that works with my skin. So now I'm just setting that with a cream eyeshadow. This one is from Morphe. It kind of just sets everything and it prepares it for the eyeshadows. It makes it easier to blend. I'm just combining these two colors from that same Morphe palette for my crease. This helps blend all of the colors, all of their eyeshadows. I'm using this little Smashbox eyeshadow. I think I got in one of my subscriptions. And I'm using the darker color to darken up the crease. And I'm using a flat brush and I'm going in with the lighter color in this little duo. So this didn't work out well for me. For whatever reason, this shadow is not very pigmented. I ended up working in about four or five swipes to even get it to this consistency, and it was still super light. So I took the Too Faced White Peach palette and I went over it to try and just darken that up. I mean, I was just planning on using 2 eyeshadows, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't showing up. I was like, is this even an eyeshadow? Maybe it's a blush. I'll have to go back and check. So right now I'm using the CoverFX Amethyst. It's like a liquid eyeshadow, and just flattening that out with a brush because it was like no color whatsoever on my lids. So I kind of wanted a pop. I'm only concentrating this on the center of the lid, on the mobile part of the lid, to kind of just, like I said, give it like that pop of color. Back in, and I'm using that glittery shade and just sandwiching that in between where I put the CoverFX. And just blending that out. Now I'm going in with the Kat Von D Tattooed Liner, my favorite of life. I'm pretty sure this is the only eyeliner I can use with one hand. I mean, it's just that smooth. So I'm just doing a baby wing. I feel like I've been shortening my eyeliner each time. I'm like, I don't know that I wanted to go all the way out into my eyebrow. I like the baby wing. I mean, this is definitely something I want to practice more on other people because, you know, everyone's eyes are so different that it's easy for me to do a cat eye on myself, but I feel like I struggle when I do it on someone else's eye. So it's definitely something I want to practice more. Now I'm going in with the House of Lashes and also the House of Lashes glue and the Tarteist mascara, just priming the lashes because I have 0. And these have already molded to my eye shape because I've worn them for a couple of times now. I clear out the glue before I use them again, but it's basically already molded to my eye. And I'm just using a little Tarte lash to kind of mold them together with my real lashes. And I'm using the Smashbox Primer Water. And the Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer. And the No Pore Blim. It's a play on words, obviously. And this is the NYX color corrector. I'm just using the green to cancel out any of this redness. For whatever reason, my skin was breaking out and it always leaves marks on my face. So I'm just blending that in with the Beauty Blender. And I'm going in with this NYX contouring palette. I'm using the darkest shade just to create my shadow. This is a really good contouring palette for a drugstore version, because the one I usually use is the Anastasia one. This is very comparable, and you have to work with it a little bit more, you know, for it to blend really well. But considering the price point, it's really good. And I'm just using a stippling brush to blend that in. So just take your time and work with it, you know, and blend it out. Doing the same thing for the nose. And I'm going back in with that Benefit Bling concealer. Setting it with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is a step I use specifically because my skin is so oily, so I do like to blend it out with some of that spray on the Beauty Blender. It really helps keep my skin matte, you know. Doesn't drive away the oils completely, but it does keep it matte longer. So when I need to keep my makeup like for the night, I usually do that. I'm using the MAC foundation. I'm just dotting that all over my face. I'm pouncing that in with the Beauty Blender. This foundation makes me look like a Simpsons character, but it does work out. It doesn't really match my skin, but with using concealer and just bronzer and things like that, it works itself well into the skin. So now I'm going in with this, another concealer by Benefit, the Boing one. This one is more of a brightener, so I put that over. So like I said, this is really going to cancel any of that yellowness out and really make the foundation blend in nicely. placing that anywhere I want it highlighted and just blending it out with the Beauty Blender. I'm going in with this NYX finishing powder in the color Banana. And I'm just using an e.l.f. blush brush. But this one is nicely tapered so it gets like right into the corner, which is what I like. I don't want to bake or anything or have it too heavy. So I'm kind of just lightly dusting that on and setting the concealer. Back into the Too Faced White Peach palette and just finishing up the under eye and just smoking it out. Just blending it. Now I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I like the little travel size because it's small enough to use on my little baby lashes. Now I'm going in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer and this Wet n Wild brush. And I'm just setting that contour that I laid under my foundation. I love these Wet n Wild brushes. If you're looking for brushes to start with and are inexpensive, oof, these are so good. Same for my nose. Now I'm going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Smells like coconut. And just dusting the face with some bronzer. Just warming it up. Using another Wet n Wild brush. They're super soft. I'm just going back in and cleaning up the contour. And of course, stippling it all out. I'm using this Pure palette. I'm using the orange blush. I saw this tip by a makeup artist, I can't remember. If you want to make your regular blush pop, just use a little bit of an orange blush underneath. So which is what I did. I didn't go crazy with it, but not that I needed it with this e.l.f. palette because e.l.f. has really great blushes. But it kind of just gives it more of a pop. I'm just cleaning everything up. in with this Wet n Wild highlighter. I believe it's called Blushing Petals. Oof, I forget. It's like a rosy champagne color. It's really nice. It's really subtle. I like it. I'm also using that for the inner eye highlight and under my brow. I'm going in with the Girlactik matte lip paint. This is in the color Demure. It is a matte lipstick, but it's super comfortable. I like Girlactik lip paints. They're really nice. Every time. If it's not mascara on me, it's lipstick on my teeth. So now I'm just setting everything with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, my fave. And that's the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope that you learned something. Thanks.